For many years, fairy tales have been retold over and over, and they all end happily ever after. But no one really knows what happens after the happy ending. This is a story of Snow White and King Charming after living happily ever after.
Once there was a princess.
There's nobody like him anywhere at all.
I'm Snow White.
Let's go back to the treacherous night when the Wicked Witch poisoned the apple. The truth is that she actually poisoned 2 apples that night. The other one was merely lost until one unfortunate day. One morning, a servant was doing her servantly duty and found herself cleaning the deepest depths of the basement. As she cleaned, she came upon a shiny, juicy red apple on top of a hidden table. She thought it didn't belong downstairs, so she brought it upstairs to the kitchen and replaced it in the fruit basket. Unfortunately, that same day, King Charming was craving a shiny, juicy red apple. Soon you could hear him clapping his hands to the servant's attention.
Would you be so kind to give me one of the finest apples you can find?
Thus, the servant complied. The apple was brought up to him on a silver platter, and just as soon, he bit into it. Immediately, he started feeling the effects of the apple wash over him. His skin started to decay, and his eyes constricted. He lost all rational thought and began to crave human flesh. Snow White soon opened the door and let out an exasperated scream.
What happened, my king?
As she saw her charming king had turned into a zombie, she shut the door to prevent anyone from seeing him. She cried, but soon realized her cries were falling on deaf ears as he simply responded with the zombie tone.
Stop! What are you doing?
As the struggle ensued, the crafty Snow White subdued her King Charming and sneaked him out of the castle and carried him into the house of 7 dwarfs. Upon arrival, she orders them to protect him while she went out to find a cure for the poor king. Years passed with no avail. Finally, she returned to the dwarves, still with no cure in hand, when the king suddenly broke free and bit her. Changing, she realizes that now it can become Zombie King and Zombie Queen and live horribly ever after.